Okay, guys, I'm back, and we talked about displaying the data that was stored in memory for us when we logged in, and that's provided to us via the Adalo basic app or blank app. So now what I want to show you is a little bit more about the database, because the database is kind of a big part of our application or our app. This is where we can persist data so that we can use it later if we want to show information or we want to use information in order to make decisions for our app. So I created with you earlier a groups collection, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this thing and I'm going to add main group, the other group. Okay, maybe I should add one more, and then we can make up anything we want. Root group. So now I got 3 records in my collection, and what I want to do is I want to get those records, and I just want to display them on the screen as soon as I'm logged in on the home screen. So I'm just gonna do that, and I'm gonna copy this thing here, and I'm gonna do an Alt and a mouse left click drag, or you can go in here and you can drag your text to the screen, and I'm just gonna say here groups you have, let's say, okay, and I want this to format to be a header, and I want this to be bold. And what I'm going to do is then I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take the information from the database, and I want to display all of the groups that are inside of this inside of my collection called groups, and I want to display it to the screen. How we do that in Adalo is we create we use a component. We add a component which is called a list, and there are many different kinds of lists. There is a simple list, which allows you to have a avatar or an image on the left, and then a title and a description or a subtitle in the top and bottom to the right of the avatar image. And we use that one because that's the most simple one, and that's why it's called simple. Just drag it onto there. Now what I would like to emphasize with you is that it's good to take advantage of that red line there, which is the a guide to let you know where is a good place to put this to line up nicely with your app. And you also see that icon at the top there. It's also lined up with that one, because that's usually where you put things, so there's a little bit of a margin on your left and your right, especially when you want the app to be responsive on different applications. What's going to happen is internally the actual application, when it is translating this thing and making it available to the screen so you can see it, it's rendering it. It uses some logic based on placement inside your app, and actually that's also what Android and what iOS does as well. We call that kind of a layout, auto layout. So the auto layout, if you want it to work well, it's good to follow the guidelines and try to figure out a way to center things or to place them in a specific place where you got those arrows helping you, because by doing that you know that the app knows that this should be at least, for example, centered or on the left or the right. Okay, so I've dragged in this simple list, and what I need to do with this simple list, I need to give it some parameters. I need to feed the data. What do I want to do with this list? I got to tell it. So it says, what is this a list of? And I know it's a list of groups, because that's what I want to show here. And then you can have a filter. You want to filter your data often because you may have this amount of data inside of a particular collection that's thousands, and you don't want to display 1,000 or hundreds of lists. You only want to display lists that's data related to the user or related to what you're doing in the app. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on all groups in this case because we don't have it assigned to anyone. But later I will show you how to filter it so that you don't show more than what you want to show. And it also tells Adalo what is your data about. So I'm going to stop right here, and we're going to continue in the next video to talk more about this. For watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Just continue on to the next video, and we'll just continue where we left off. Thanks. Like, share, subscribe. Awesome.